a young woman who wanted nothing from anyone. A devoted huntress who swore an oath to give up everything that mortals usually want. No husband, no children, no royal life, no man would ever touch her. She lived in the wild forests with her sisters. She hunted with Artemis, the goddess of the moon and the hunt. She had sworn to remain pure for the rest of her days. She was happy, but the gods do not always let people stay happy. When the king of the gods saw her in the forest, he wanted her, and what Zeus wanted, Zeus took. What followed was so unjust, so cruel, so unfair to a woman who had done nothing wrong, that ancient Greeks debated for centuries whether the gods themselves should be ashamed. Because Callisto was not destroyed by what she did. She was destroyed by what was done to her. This is the story of the huntress who never asked for any of it, and the eternal punishment that came for her anyway. Callisto was a young mortal princess of Arcadia, but she had no interest in being royalty. From the moment she was old enough to hold a bow, she wanted only one thing: to be a huntress. She left her father's palace and joined the sacred band of Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, the protector of wild forests, the most fierce of the Olympian goddesses. Artemis was a maiden goddess. She had sworn never to marry, never to be touched, to live forever as a virgin huntress free from any man. She required the same oath from every woman who joined her band. Callisto took the oath willingly. She swore to Artemis that she would never marry, never lie with any man, never break her vow of purity. In exchange, she would be free. She would hunt with her sisters in the wild forests. She would never have to be a wife or a mother. She would belong to no one but herself and her goddess. Callisto became one of Artemis's most devoted followers. She was beautiful. She was strong. She was a perfect huntress. She was happy. And then Zeus saw her. Zeus had been watching the huntress band for some time. He had noticed Callisto specifically. Her dark hair, her gray eyes, her grace with the bow, the way she moved through the forest like she belonged there. He decided he wanted her. But there was a problem. Callisto would never go to him willingly. She had sworn her oath to Artemis. She would never break her vow. Any direct approach would be refused immediately. So Zeus came up with a plan that was even more cruel than usual, even more deceptive than his other affairs. He would pretend to be Artemis herself. Zeus came down from Olympus. He took the form of Artemis, the huntress goddess, Callisto's beloved divine mistress, the one being in all the world Callisto trusted absolutely. He went into the forest where Callisto was resting alone after a hunt. Callisto looked up and saw what she believed was her goddess. She fell to her knees in joy. She greeted her mistress with reverence. She thought Artemis had come to honor her with a personal visit. The false Artemis approached her, embraced her, told her how proud she was of her devoted huntress. And then Zeus dropped his disguise. The false Artemis transformed into the king of the gods himself, massive, glowing with divine power. Before Callisto could even understand what was happening, Zeus had already taken what he wanted from her. She fought, she begged, she tried to escape. He did not stop. When it was over, Zeus left her in the forest alone, trembling, broken, violated, cursed, pregnant with his child. Callisto knew immediately what had happened. She knew her oath to Artemis was now broken, even though she had not chosen to break it. Even though she had been deceived, even though she had fought against him, the oath was broken. She was no longer pure. She was carrying Zeus's child, and she could never tell anyone. If Artemis found out, the goddess would punish her. The other huntresses would see her as a betrayer. Her life with the only family she had ever chosen would be destroyed. Callisto kept the secret. For months, she hid her growing pregnancy beneath her hunting robes. She avoided bathing with the other huntresses. She refused to undress in front of anyone. She made excuses to be alone. She thought if she could just hide it long enough, perhaps Zeus's child would be born in secret somewhere. Perhaps she could give the baby away. Perhaps she could find some way to return to her old life. But the goddess Artemis was not blind. One day after a long hunt, Artemis ordered her band to bathe in a sacred pool. All the huntresses began to undress. Callisto tried to refuse. She made excuses. She offered to keep watch instead. Artemis grew suspicious. The goddess walked toward Callisto. She demanded the huntress join the others in the pool. She demanded Callisto remove her robes. Callisto refused. Artemis tore the robes from her body herself. And there, in front of all her sisters, Callisto stood exposed, her swollen, pregnant belly visible to everyone. The huntresses gasped. Some of them stepped back from her in disgust. Others wept. Artemis stared at the swollen belly with absolute fury. She did not ask what had happened. She did not ask how. She did not care about the truth. She only saw that Callisto had broken her sacred oath. Artemis banished Callisto from the band immediately. She told her she was no longer welcome among the huntresses. She told her she was a betrayer. She told her she was unworthy of her presence. Callisto begged. She tried to explain. She tried to tell the goddess what Zeus had done. Artemis would not listen. The goddess turned her back on her former favorite. The other huntresses turned their backs on her too. Callisto was driven from the only home she had ever known, the only family she had ever chosen, pregnant, alone, disgraced. She wandered into the deep forests with nothing. There in the wild, she gave birth to her son. She named him Artemis. She raised him in the forests by herself, hunting for food, living in caves, hiding from any human being she might encounter. She had nothing left of her old life. But she had her son, and for years that was enough. But Hera, the wife of Zeus, had been watching this from the beginning. She had seen Zeus disguise himself as Artemis. She had seen him take Callisto in the forest. She had seen the pregnancy. She had watched Callisto get banished and exiled, and it was not enough. Hera did not care that Callisto had not wanted any of it. Hera did not care that Callisto was a victim. Hera did not care that the woman had already lost everything. What Hera cared about was this. A mortal woman had given birth to a son fathered by her husband. The boy was a demigod with Zeus's blood, and as long as Callisto and her son lived, as long as they walked the earth, they were a reminder of what Zeus had done. They were a stain on Hera's marriage. She decided to remove that stain herself. Hera came down from Olympus. She found Callisto in the deep forest. The huntress was now older, worn from years of living wild. Her son Artemis was a young man now off hunting somewhere. Callisto did not see Hera coming. The goddess raised her hand. Dark, royal purple and gold-cursed energy descended from above onto Callisto. She felt it before she saw it. The cursed energy enveloped her entire body completely. And when the energy cleared, the woman was gone. In her place stood a massive brown bear, her mind still partially human, her body fully an animal. Hera looked at her work and smiled, but she was not done. Callisto wandered the forests as a bear searching for her son, trying to find Artemis, hoping somehow to communicate with him. Her son was growing into a young man. Artemis knew his mother had disappeared. He had been a young teenager when she vanished. He searched for her for years. He never found her. Eventually he gave up. He grew into a famous hunter, the greatest hunter of Arcadia. He spent his days in the same forests his mother had wandered. He never knew the massive brown bear that lived in those woods was his own mother. The bear that always seemed drawn to him, the bear that watched him from a distance, the bear that would not attack him no matter how close it came. He never knew. Hera had planned this from the beginning. She had let Callisto live as a bear specifically so this moment could come. She arranged for Artemis to be hunting in the deep forest one evening. She arranged for Callisto in her bear form to be drawn toward him. She arranged for the mother and son to finally meet. Arcas saw the bear emerging from the trees, a massive brown bear walking toward him. He raised his hunting spear. The bear did not stop. Arcas did not know it was his mother. His mother could not speak to tell him. He pulled back his spear, ready to throw. He prepared to kill the bear. He prepared to kill his own mother. At the last second, Zeus saw what was about to happen. For all his cruelty and selfishness, for all the times he had failed Callisto, for all the suffering she had endured because of him, Zeus could not let his son murder his own mother. He acted instantly. Zeus reached down from Olympus and stopped time. The spear froze in the air. Arcas froze. The bear froze. Then Zeus did something no god had done before. He scooped up both of them, the bear who was his lover, and the young man who was his son. He carried them both up into the sky. He placed them in the heavens themselves. He turned Callisto into the constellation now called Ursa Major, the Great Bear. He turned Arcas into the constellation now called Ursa Minor, the Little Bear. Mother and son, forever in the sky together, forever close, forever safe from any further harm.